Man, what's good with the collective? Y'all know we back with another banger, another reaction. I appreciate everybody who been tapping in, running up, and subbing up. If you new to the channel, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos every smooth 7, man. And this is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps collective grow, helps collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. But today, man, we got a long video. I know y'all be getting on me. Y'all be liking them long videos. So I was like, let me go ahead and hook y'all up. Since it's a long video, man, let's get straight to it. Might be some trigger warnings up in here, just for future reference. So don't nobody get mad or anything like that. Just be prepared. Stay on your toes. But y'all know what it is. Let's get straight to the video, man. Let's go.
You know what? I'm being 100% honest with you. And you can tell me I'm wrong if you want. Matter of fact, I actually want you to prove me wrong. Prove me wrong if you can. But I know for a fact that this weekend, we had a time shift. And why am I saying that? Because I know for a fact that Richard Simmons died at least 10 years ago. And you cannot tell me that Richard Simmons did not die at least 10 years ago. And now that we know we jump timelines, my question is what else is different? Because I know you honestly know that time is moving faster than it usually moves. You wake up in the morning and the day is just done. Done. You see how fast the days have been going? You see how fast the weeks have been going? The months, is like last year wasn't even here. What's really going on? Honestly, I know I'm not the only one. I know that I'm not the only one that thinks this. What is going on? Like, really, like, what is going on?
Hey, it's September. If y'all don't think about it, it was just January.
Wait a minute. Forget the conspiracy talk right now. Forget all the UFOs and aliens and all that bullshit. Marketing firm admits using your own phone to listen in on your conversations. Are you shitting me? So we weren't batshit crazy, right? We weren't delulu, as some of you might say. Y'all were really listening to our conversations illegally. How dare you? And then you try and make us look like weirdos, like we're all nuts. Why would we do something like that? We would never do anything like that, right? And here you are, admitting to doing it. Unbelievable. Unbelievable. Thanks, liars.
I hadn't heard from a friend of mine in several weeks, and their family contacted me and told me that they passed away, but they were murdered by the police. And according to her family, we can now add pop socket holders as another thing that Black people are not allowed to have in their possession. Otherwise, police will think it's a weapon. She was apparently pulled over for a taillight, even though the taillight wasn't out. And the officer said in his report that she had what looked like a weapon in her hand. It was a pop socket holder, the kind that you put on the top of your dashboard. She was putting her pop socket holder on the dash, and they said it was a weapon. I'm so tired. It's every day I'm just hearing about somebody that I either know or somebody that looks like me and being murdered, or just being killed, or being mistaken for being scary or violent. And the officer had the audacity to put in his report that she was acting aggressive. And I can pretty much guarantee you, not even pretty much, I can guarantee you, the only thing she was upset about was that they were saying that her tail light was out when it wasn't out. I would be upset too if I was being pulled over under false pretenses. So, just add that to the list.
Prayers to him, the family, and to the victim. We just in a world, man, where there's misunderstandings. Society has certain perspectives. Not everyone. Some. I guess that's just how it goes sometimes. And like, yeah, that's just a sad situation. But also, the clip before that, with the firm, listening on conversations. So before I worked in a mortgage company, I worked in a telemarketing company. I didn't know it was gonna be telemarketing though. That's not what they let on once I was in the interview. It was supposed to be setting up appointments. That's what they used it under. Once you got there, then you had to make 10 appointments, but you cold calling. You calling people that might have clicked on an ad on Facebook, or you accidentally clicked the ad on YouTube or something like that, and you was just getting information and you thought they was just gonna email you. Nah, they took your phone number and then they gonna have somebody call you trying to get, it was for solar. And he was, the supervisor would listen in on our conversation, in the middle of our conversation, making sure we're doing what we were taught to do. People will be getting mad at us, like, why you calling me? How'd you get my number? He's listening in on that call. I never would have thought that they could have maybe pressed a button that got them to listen in on the person's call that, you know, say I'm not calling them. Say we just have your number and you called your mom or something, and this firm can listen in on that for marketing purposes. I didn't think that they could possibly do that, but now I'm thinking about it, I'm like, what was I thinking? Not thinking they could do that. That shit, like, what? Yeah, but let me know if I'm tripping. That's kind of crazy. That's kind of crazy to me.
But if you didn't see it, the bull shark literally just came up right here to the bank. There he is. Oh my fucking God. There you go. You can believe it.
You might have seen this picture on the internet last week, where the account claimed a volcano in Ethiopia had blue lava. Here's what happened. These pictures were taken in 2014 by a professional photographer who's had his work published in National Geographic. The pictures were picked up again last week by an account on Twitter. The pictures are not photoshopped to look blue. They actually are. But it's not because of lava or molten rock. What it actually is gas. Volcanoes have high pressure and temperatures. So when gas is squeezed out, it can ignite with flames reaching as high as 16 feet. Sulfur burns blue, which you can only see at night. Sometimes the sulfuric gases can condense into liquid, and that's when it appears to flow like lava. It's also worth noting that post was pretty wrong in a couple more ways. Like, this picture was taken in Indonesia, not Ethiopia. Wrong continent. This picture was taken in Ethiopia, but it's a hydrothermal vent, not a volcano, meaning that it spews a hot stew of mostly water that's been heated from leaking into cracks in the Earth's crust. Other types of hydrothermal vents are hot springs, which don't erupt, geysers, which do, and fumaroles, which vent steam. I totally understand how someone on Twitter would think this is blue lava, but this is why we need to make it a habit to cite our sources on social media.
And that's all, by the way. real fast, can somebody spam up in the comments what that is he using, where to find it, and what's the name of it? Like, just let me know the name of it, and I'm sure it's probably find on Amazon or something. And if I can't, and if it don't sell on Amazon, and tell me where I could go find that. That's kind of interesting. I like that. Please, Collective, let me know.
Something. If any of these conspiracy theories that y'all be talking about is true, giants at the Smithsonian, them trying to cover up bones, bro, if it's Leviathan, dragons, giants, fae, demons, angels, greys, Nordics, those cat-like people, those goat-like creatures on a different planet. Listen, when I say any of these things, Bigfoot, if any of these things exist in our universe and or on our planet, that automatically proves God is real. For some reason, you people think Bigfoot is a stretch from God. That's retarded. If Bigfoot is real, so is God. If werewolves and vampire-like parasitic species, if that's a real thing out here, it all proves God is real. So you conspiracy theorists, I don't know if y'all really want to believe in y'all conspiracies, because I know for sure you clearly don't want to believe in God, fool. God automatically shows you why all of this is literally potentially possible. If you really believe in God and you think in accordance to that, I'm going to tell you how to train your mind. First of all, it's ritual and it's a daily practice. But this is how I figured out. So if I stay locked in the flesh, if I'm thinking about bills, if I'm thinking about making money, if I'm thinking about sex, if I'm thinking about TV shows, just life, like regular people crap, I don't get these thoughts, bro. So I want y'all to train your mind to actually attract higher vibrational thoughts. Crazy-ish. For you conspiracy people, train your mind. I'm going to prove it to you. All you got to do, I don't know how long it's going to take for you, because some of y'all literally are brain rot. But train your mind in this conspiracy way, at least. To just dive into some conspiracies, start coming up with your own, bro. As you come up with more and more ridiculous conspiracy theories, I promise you, eventually, you're going to start thinking things that actually make sense. But you also need to be looking for God in this. If you look for God, God will be there already. It's just going to reveal itself to you. God is already wherever you are in life. Wherever you are, God already is. So if you lose sight of, oh, I'm looking for God in this, you're probably going to miss the point of all of this information that you're actually into. But if you look for God in the alien, in the Anunnaki, in the demon, in the Bigfoot, in the vampiric parasitic energy or incels that are actually on this planet, whatever it is, God will reveal itself and then reveal why it is infinitely possible that this thing could exist and how it works. If you really believe that I do evil to understand evil, you are a fool. I go to God to understand evil. That's why I'm better. That's literally why I'm smarter. I'm a muscle meathead. If y'all really believe conversation is my first language, I've tricked you. I would rather fight you. I don't want to talk. Not really. I don't like talking like that. I could probably pull up 12 X's for sure that'll let you know, yeah. He is quiet. He'll sit in the garage. He'll go in this man cave. He thinks a lot. He creates a lot. He's really like that. He's just, you know what I'm saying, not as rich as Elon or Steve Jobs, but he's definitely in that man cave, always doing something. He's definitely hitting the gym all of the time. Yes, yes, nigga. And I'll be going to God, bro. I'll be going to God. I'm isolated in life and in nature for a reason. Y'all don't get the parable of the wilderness, nigga. Of Saul on the way to Damascus and finding God. Bro, y'all got to be able to isolate yourself from people, bro. Isolate yourself from technology. See, some people can get on the phone every day because you're already spiritually powerful and open, bro. It's not going to brain rot you. Plus, you're not going to watch things that brain rot you. And when they start popping up, you eradicate them. You block these profiles. You change your algo. I built this PYP brick by brick. Do you understand what I'm talking about? So some people can use this phone, but other people, you become a part of it. Y'all need to take a break. Like a lot of y'all. 7 days or something, bro. I know it's going to hurt you. It's going to hurt you. You gotta figure out a way to do it. Listen, I ain't even talking about, here's the thing. I ain't even say Siri. Oh, see, and it didn't work that time. That's crazy. Anyway, I ain't even talking about every app. Choose the one that you are on the most. This is fasting. fool. Fast. Whichever one that you are on the most has the deepest emotional connection to you. You don't think there's something wrong with that? Cut that shit off. You know what I'm saying? At any point in time, listen, that movie Heat, if you ain't seen it with Al Pacino, go watch Heat, bro. Just go watch Heat. There is nothing in life that I love powerfully enough that I can't put down in 5 minutes or less and leave it, including this phone. I will remind myself, as well as the general public, and to all who might be watching, I ain't never gonna be bought. I ain't never fully needed this app. I will do things to get me gone. I'll get me gone myself. And no matter what, I can always come back because this is all digital. Nothing matters in life. I've arrived. I'm trying to help other people arrive. Y'all too connected to these things. So for you people who can't unplug from TikTok, it's TikTok. For the people that is YouTube, it's YouTube. For the people that is X videos, it's X videos. Y'all think I ain't no boys? I know. Your favorite OF girl. Fast for the week. But I'm paying a membership. Nobody told you to, Damon. This is a part of the lesson. You feel me? All right.
Rich Homie Quan,
whose real name was DeQuantes Devontae Lamar, was due to perform in his hometown in a few weeks at Nick Cannon's Wild and Out. He was also going to testify in the trial of his former bandmate Young Thug.
Rich Homie Quan was scheduled to testify at the Young Thug trial later this year.
Nah, I didn't know that. And the clip before that told you dude dope.
Look at this shit. There's pictures of girls on here, bro. Serial killer shit. What the?
Now I'm gonna want to check every damn Walmart or any place I go like that.
Girl found another fairy ring, y'all. Or a fake trap, whichever. Same thing, y'all. Look at this. Okay, so the mushrooms, right? They're leading me into the forest, right? And I'm like, I wonder if they keep going, right? Look, they do. They're taking me somewhere. And I look back here. So apparently the fairy's probably been living here before I got my land, but we're gonna have to come to an agreement, okay, and live in peace together. Look at that. Look at that. Oh, and there's more. It keeps going back, y'all. How is this trail so perfect? Y'all see that? I don't know if you can see the depths of it, but like, this is a perfect trail. And we didn't even do no work over here.
Podcast talking about, I don't know, to be honest. Here we go.
I'm going to say something right now. I only said this on the show that's coming out. I can't make this shit up. One day, I get an email. I had a Proton Mail account. Are you familiar with Proton Mail?
Oh, that's like an anonymous one for like and shit, right?
Okay, so it's an encrypted email.
Okay, yeah. I got a little too specific. But I've heard of it over the years, yeah.
Okay. I get an email from a guy. This is 2012. He wanted to meet me at a place called Lux Bar. He said he had a job for me. Said the job was paying $52,000 for 5 days. Up front, you get the entire payment. Right?
That's a good deal.
Yeah, okay.
Also, why the would they pay you up front?
Listen to this. I meet up with the guy. He shows me a ID from the Pentagon. He tells me that he does not trust certain people that he works with and that he needs me to keep him safe until he can testify in front of Congress.
Oh, wow.
Right? So then he says, Keith, I want you to look at this. Red flag off top, because how do you know my name? I never told you my name. Okay. He could have heard from somebody else, et cetera, et cetera. He shows me some pictures. He said, what does this look like to you? I'm like, man, it looks like a desert of some sort. You know, I see like some trucks. You feel me? He says, okay, so this is like a truck to you? Or some type of plow truck, something like that? He says, well, according to these measurements, this truck is 2 miles long. So I'm like, what? Okay. He asked me some more questions, showed me some more stuff. Another one was like looked like a protractor or something.
A 2 mile long truck?
That's what he said.
It's very confusing.
All right. So I tell him, he says, okay, so this is like a truck to you? Some type of plow truck, something like that? He says, well, according to these measurements, this truck is 2 miles long. So I'm like, what? Protractor or something.
A 2 mile long truck?
That's what he said.
It's very confusing.
All right. So I say, okay, so what am I looking at? He says, these pictures are on the surface of the moon. He said, my job is to scrub these pictures to make them available to get released to the public. So I'm like, okay.
What? I am so confused by this, y'all. I don't know if you are as well. But first, a 2 mile long truck. What kind of road does that go on? What are the turns like? You know what I mean? Imagine you get up to one of those to come out, right? He's supposed to scrub these pictures of the moon's surface to release to the public, showing what? Right? What is this protractor thing that he's talking about? This is so fascinating. And let's be real, guys like this, like, they're just like repeating. You know what I mean? I don't think there's any embellishment or any sort of, right, exaggeration here, right? I do think that he maybe is a little confused on some of the details, as you'll see in the next clip. But it's interesting, right? Like, what is going on? What, you know what I mean? Who is it? Who is he talking about, right? Because pay attention to this next clip. I don't know if he's actually talking about Luis Elizondo. I think he's talking about somebody else. And I'd be curious, who do you think it is in the comments, right? Worked in the government. 2012. $52,000 for 5 days. And what was going to happen in those 5 days? Like, what was he going to do on day 6? Was this testimony to Congress? Did it happen? Was it behind closed doors? Right? And what, I don't know. Right? What it had to have occurred, something had to have occurred during those 5 days. Otherwise, why are you paying for security for those 5 days specifically and only those 5 days? And who's footing the bill? I hope those aren't tax dollars. Right? And as you'll find out, he doesn't take the job. So who took the job? I don't know, y'all. This is so confusing, right? So I'm confused, right? So let's jump into this next clip and see if we can get a little more clarification or more questions.
Then he asked me to sign an NDA. He pulled out a little folder, unfold the paper, and say, "Want me to sign an NDA?" I'm like, "Oh, okay." I always try to avoid that because to me it's like you're agreeing to something, right? Then the guy goes on to explain to me about some race of people who live at the bottom of the ocean. They have facilities there, and when I refused this job...
Sounds like a Little Mermaid, but...
Until you hear these parts.
Okay.
I refused the gig. He tells me someone's occupying our moon. I'm scheduled to testify as a whistleblower in front of Congress about this. Can you keep me safe until then? I had to turn the job down because as soon as I go outside, my car ransacked. My car, for about 3 weeks, my car get towed. I go to pick it up, they give it to me for free. Then, a lot of strange things was happening. Mm-hmm. See what I'm saying? And, this guy testified in front of Congress.
And is he still alive?
Yep.
Sounds like if they were willing to do all that to you, that they would be willing to kill him too, or something to him.
Yeah, so he has something called like a dead man script. So like if he was to die unexpectedly, some type of information would get released. So apparently that's what kept him alive throughout that process.
Oh, that's smart.
You know who Luis Elizondo is?
No.
Oh.
Who's that?
Luis Elizondo is a former CIA operative who just testified. Him and his co-workers are testifying in front of Congress about the same shit I'm just telling you about.
Really?
Are you aware that they're banning abortions because global birth rates are down to historical numbers?
So it didn't get any less weird. And the only reason it's weird is because I just don't know what to make of it, right? Like, it's just some random podcast and this random guy talking about it. And I don't mean random in a negative way, just, not in the circle of things I look into, right? But, there's something to be said with that, right? What are some of the tangential people who have been contracted or asked to participate who are just, right, normal citizens, bodyguards, things like that, security? That's interesting, right? Because I would like to know who took this job, right? If anybody. And how many more times have they done things like this, right? And again, who's footing the bill for this? But look, he also talked about an NDA, right? Signing an NDA, and he didn't want to do that, and he didn't want to take the job, and his car got ransacked. He towed his car, they gave it to him for free, right? It's very strange. And he also talks about this guy having what he called a dead man script, but what he means is a dead man switch, right? That if anything happened to him, all the information he has gets sent out, right, to the public. It becomes public. So, God, who is this guy he's talking about? I am so curious. But he does bring up Luis Elizondo, and why bring that up, right? He also talked about aliens under the ocean, right, that this guy told him. Apparently, this guy was just revealing all kinds of classified information to this security guy. Right? Or maybe not classified. I don't know. But it seemed like he was just like revealing everything he was going to testify about and or other things. Right? Which is interesting. It's just interesting what this guy told him. Right? And this guy's been repeating this, let's be real, at all kinds of parties and late night shindigs. Who knows how much the information has changed from when he first heard it. But, my guess is not by much. And to be honest, I think he's sort of underplaying the importance of this, to be honest with you. But look, he also says that the guy did testify to Congress, but behind closed doors, it must have been. Big homie CC, if you're watching this, man, checked out some of your music. I love it, first of all. Love what you've done. If you want to come on the show, I would love to talk to you more about this, right? Because he says that he tells this story in his new show coming out, right? He said he hadn't told it anywhere else but this new show. But, I mean, let's be really, he just meant publicly, but he has definitely told this at parties. And look, I cut it off there when he starts talking about abortion, because basically they just go into talking about, like, China and global population and all these different things, right? Get a little sidetracked, but maybe not. Maybe it's all part of it, right? Because listen to what he says here at the end.
But so all this stuff is shit that you've learned through your years in the game.
Yeah, bro, you'll be working with Army Rangers. Keith, you're a good man. I'm gonna tell you some shit. Listen to me closely. You need to do this. You need to prepare for this shit right now.
Damn.
Keeps me up at night, man.
Really? That's another reason you want to get out of it?
Right. And to spread my true message, which is like, look, we need to prepare for certain impending events. That book Imminent that came out, Luis Elizondo, you need to check that out, Adam.
Okay, I will. A couple more questions. Who is the fakest celebrity that you've actually been around over the years?
Damn.
Okay, so I think he's maybe a little...
Was it me, or was that a little bit confusing too? But also, not just the fact that it was confusing, when let me just say this, man. He just said that he read this book and he said, Adam, you need to read that book too. Do you see how Adam deflected that? went from something deep to asking something so basic, something we don't really care about. Well, who's the fakest celebrity? Bro, we just talking about people at the bottom of the ocean. A race, a civilization of people. That remind me of the new Black Panther. Wasn't it people at the bottom of the ocean? I'm just saying. And I had to bleep something out of there. It's a word that was used. I'm fitting YouTube's guidelines for entertainment purposes. Y'all got connected dots with that one. But I mean, I don't know. That one just kind of weird. The dead man script, that's crazy. And I had a video too that I was gonna post. The last video that just went up. It was a gimbal video of UFOs just popping out of the water. And it was going back in the water. But it looked like it was AI. So I didn't post it. Because I didn't want to give no misinformation. But hearing him say that, we already knew UFOs come out the water and stuff like that. I mean, some people did, some people didn't. But yeah, that was a good ass clip, in my opinion. Spam it up with what y'all feeling, collective.
So this is currently Sentosa Beach, and it's completely turned into an oil beach. It's quite thick. There is no way anyone could survive swimming in this. They have completely put this. They barricaded the beach all the way through the Taju Beach, and workers are trying to do whatever they can. They've brought in a truck of some sort of a fabric that would probably catch all of this awful black oil along the shoreline. This is crazy. If you look at it, oh my, look at that. It's really thick. So many fish would have died. It looks like a lava. So this is where the water comes in. They're trying to put a sort of like a line there to prevent the oil coming in this direction. So if you intend to go for a swim at the beach, you might want to reconsider and probably just go to the rivers of Singapore if there's any, or swimming parks. That's it for now. Bye.
So at a time like this, y'all want to play in our face like this? Y'all want to play in our face like this? What the is this? WSB TV Atlanta. What the is this? What is this? Y'all want to play in our face? All right, I got time today. What's this? Hold on. I got a news tip. Let me call y'all and give y'all this mother news tip, because y'all gonna quit playing in our mother face. Times are already, it's a lot going on.
WSB TV Channel 2. We will be with you shortly.
Please be with me shortly. Please be with me shortly. And I suggest y'all do the same thing, because ain't nobody finna keep playing with these motherfuckers.
Channel 2 Action News.
Yeah, I'm still on hold.
I'm Lori Wilson. Channel 2 Action News is everything you need for the day ahead in one place.
This what the we be talking about when y'all be trying to play on our mother top, and y'all be trying to make the narrative out of the way y'all want. Even when we have absolutely...
Good morning, WSB Television and Radio Group. How may I help you?
Yes, good morning. I was calling a concerned citizen, someone in the community. The community is highly upset, and I have a tip for you all. The tip is get that little black boy off the front of the screen. Why is his picture on there when you all are discussing and talking about the suspect in the Atlanta school pew-pewing and unaliving of 4 people?
Are you speaking of on Twitter?
No, I'm speaking of. I'm speaking on the news article that you all released, and you have the picture of the black boy. Now here it is. We haven't even seen the picture of the white boy, the suspect, but y'all got a picture of one of the black victims. Why the what's and then y'all in the Atlanta, predominantly black. Who did this? Yes, ma'am. His picture is the only picture that I'm looking at right now. Yes, his picture is the only picture that I'm looking at right now, and I'm quite sure you've seen this. If you answer the phone from their station, you should know what I'm talking about. I suggest you get with your colleagues.
If you calm down, I can transfer you to the newsroom.
Oh.
They're going to hang up on you.
Okay, that's fine. Transfer me to the newsroom. Okay. Thank you so much.
You're so welcome.
Type shit is this? Ooh, let me calm down because I got business to take care of this morning.
Thanks for calling Channel 2 Action News. We'll be with you soon.
And I'll be here waiting.
Action News when we say we're covering up.
They gonna quit playing on stop doing this. This is why this keeps happening because there's no consequences. Yes, how you doing? What's your name?
What's your name?
My name is Queenology. Who am I speaking to?
My name's Allie. How can I help you?
Yes, Allie, I am calling to give you a tip. Me and the other concerned citizens, we are highly upset on how you all interpreted and narrated this story and put this article out with the Atlanta school pew-pewing that just happened. And y'all have this black boy's face under this heading like you do, as if he's the suspect.
Look at the title of the article.
Allie.
I'm sorry.
I don't give a fuck what the title say. Y'all know what y'all doing. Stop doing this, Ellie. Stop it. Okay?
If you look at the article again,
it does not matter, Ellie. It's damaging. Stop doing this. This is a misrepresentation.
Where do you live?
I live close enough to be affected by this. I am a black woman. I have black sons. For me to open this article up and see this, and the first thing I see is this.
It's not in the article.
Okay, you know what? Whether it's not in the okay, I'm looking at it.
And then somebody screen grabbed it. If you look at the story, it has all 3 victims in it.
Okay.
What you're looking at is a screenshot of a mistake that we took down immediately.
Okay, and so you should have never made this mistake. Don't let it happen again. Stop doing that. Stop it.
How y'all feel about what we just saw? How y'all feel? How y'all feel? Is the mistake? I'm asking. I want to know y'all perspective, y'all opinion, and don't go at each other in the comments. I don't want somebody, that might feel one way and going at the other person and the other person feeling the other way. Like, let's keep it respectful. Let's be respectful of everybody's opinion. I want y'all to explain what y'all think is right and wrong in that situation. What's right and what's wrong? I mean, damn, that was crazy. I was not expecting that to go that way. Was that mistake forgivable or is that mistake not forgivable? Spam it up, collective. Even if you're not a part of the community and you just come to the channel and you like the videos and shit and stuff like that, spam up what you feeling as well. I want to hear y'all perspectives. Spam it up, please.
This is a T-Rex. And these are the stupid little T-Rex arms. It never made sense to me. Like, what's the point of those little teeny arms? So I looked up the skeleton to see what it would look like, and I was like, oh, look it, there they are. The little cute arms, adorable. But then I looked again, and I realized something, and I'm about to blow your mind. This is the skeleton of an ostrich. Want to see another? Oh, there you go. The T-Rex did not have arms. It had wings. I think I just made history. It's a dragon.
Did you know that Southern California just issued a state of emergency because of earthquakes and land movement? Rancho Palos Verdes is sinking. I reported on this months ago, where we showed that there was like 15 feet of movement from where the house used to sit to where it sits now, from where the street used to sit and where it sits now. Well, this story is developing, and the utility companies just pulled out. So up in that area, I think it's around 200 or so homes that are affected. Some are more affected than others. Some are in an area where there is no land movement yet, but because the surrounding area is having so much movement, they've cut off utilities. There's no more electricity, there's no more gas, there's no more water. So if you live up there, and let's face it, this is a very wealthy area. This is a $1 million home area. Multi-million-dollar homes are in that area. And these people, and there's nothing that can be done. The state's not doing anything for these people. The state's not gonna move them. It's not gonna go put them up somewhere else. They're perched pretty much on their own. I don't even know how to explain how they're gonna live their lives, or if they can live their lives, or if they've just lost everything, because that hasn't been disclosed yet. All we know is there's a state of emergency in California for land movement due to earthquakes, and people's utilities have been cut off. Like that, no warning.
I ain't heard of that either. If you out there, let me know.
And then you have this room. We never noticed it before, but I've just heard a guy playing computer games inside that room.
So this video is gonna live rent-free in my head for the whole rest of the day. What would you do if you rented an Airbnb, you find a secret room hooked to the back of the house, you hear someone playing video games in it? What would you do? Here's some more of the video.
Games inside that room. But that room, you cannot get into.
I mean, would you knock until you open the door, or what would you do? Would you be looking for the secret entrance? Like, I couldn't let it go. And I'm not one that worries, but I couldn't let this go. Like, what the hell? And then you're thinking, can he see through the bathroom mirror? Is there video? Is he like watching live video from that room? Man, I'd probably break the window. And I feel like I'm a calm person, but maybe not in this case.
You cannot get into. So when you walk through, like that is that room where the TV.
So Daniel, we need a part 2. Because I need to know what happened. Like, someone said they went and looked up the listing and people had complained about this before. Like, what did you do, Daniel? Mr. Murals, I need to know. Like, I just can't settle down about this one. So freaked out.
So what's the first thing that I see when I open up my phone today? People been talking about the Venezuelans, they taking over. Well, they just popped up in North Dallas, you know, up the street. Then I do some research, go to Daily Mail, and I see them have a whole shootout in some apartments that I've been in before. They said that it's a notorious gang from South America that has now came to North Dallas and shut up shop. Do y'all remember when I told y'all that this was gonna happen? So who remember a few months back when Venezuela said that they will be releasing their most violent criminals and sending them to the U.S. border? And now we have Venezuelan gangs taking over Aurora, Colorado. And they're going around terrorizing the tenants. Even Chicago's having a problem with the Venezuelans. Seems like the problem is so big that nobody can ignore it now. Some people from Chicago say if you pull up on that rah-rah, then they're applying belt to cheeks. They told them that they got switches if you come acting retarded. And the migrants also crashing out by pulling up to O-Block. I couldn't understand what he was saying, but it sounded like that he was ready to crash. But y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think about these Venezuelan gangs popping up all over America. Like and follow for more wisdom and stay tuned.
Shout out to Wisdom again. I actually reached out to him on Instagram. We actually was talking back and forth. Hopefully down the line we can get something collab on something. I love bro content. Shout out to him again. Go show his page some love. But I know the Venezuelans pulled up to the O. I didn't know they pulled up the O Block. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. I'm real curious. Now I'm going to have to go look to see how that went. Because I'm real interested in knowing how that went. But also, when I seen a video, and this ain't funny, I seen a video, and I ain't gonna be able to post it on here, nor will I post it on here. It was on Instagram. Some Venezuelans jumped an old man, an elderly man. Now I don't know what race he was. It don't matter what race he was. It's an elderly person, and you gotta protect the elderly. Gotta protect the babies. You gotta protect the women. That's how I was raised. Now I have a grandfather of my own, and I'll be pissed if somebody did something like that to him, God forbid. So, yeah, and they was beating dude down.
What's the idea why you're in a simulation? Let's start with acting, first of all. And a 2-year-old screams at a restaurant, the entire restaurant screams. Teach that kid how to act. We're all unpaid actors in some giant script that we didn't write. Simulation, a 2-year-old jumps on a coffee table and someone says, that's a coffee table, don't jump on that. So it went from being something that makes him feel like Superman, he's got his cape on, to something where he has to think about this person's like a family member he doesn't like anyway. He's 2 years old, he doesn't give a about a coffee or a table. And he's starting to like calculate all these things. And by the time you're 40 years old, you've got a wall full of coffee tables and calculating you into your career choice. You know, that's the simulation that I'm talking. That's what I mean when I say simulation.
Republican or you're Democrat, you're wrong. Why? It's this easy. It's called divide and conquer. That's why there's 2 parties and only 2. And they're controlled by the same people at the very top. Belong to the Council on Foreign Relations, the Bilderberger Group. They also belong to the Trilateral Commission, and you people don't even know what the hell that is. But if you did know, you would know that these are the people that control your world by making global policies that you never vote on, and by which parties both serve and belong to these organizations and control your world. Now, here's how it works. Really easy. Divide and conquer can only work if the people that are divided are not aware of the falsely created division. If you're not aware of it, then it works. If you know about it, then it don't work no more. If you have socialism without capitalism, it becomes communism.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, he came on the channel early on the channel. I'm gonna bring him back full circle. But there's gonna be some people who won't listen to him based off his social status, based off his living conditions. I believe we can learn from babies. And I'm going to take in what he says because I agree with what he says. Spam it up if you agree. Spam it up if you disagree. The clip before that, right? I got this point I want to make. Y'all seen how, like, it showed, like, a nostalgia? Like, it took you back to how you know, it was recording of how it used to be. And it looks a little older. Some people going to say that was the good times. The good old days. I read this quote, how do we know we in the good days before we actually left and have to look back and be like, damn, those are good days? I think I got an answer for that. I think what we should do is just be grateful every single day, every single moment, and live in the moment, but also plan for the future. So when we get to the future, we don't look back and say, damn, I missed the good old days. You actually experienced it. You was living through it. You was aware that you was in the good days. You was aware. That's my best way, my best answer. I feel like, I don't know if anybody else came across that quote, but I have. I just thought somebody else might have, you know, might work with somebody. But let me know.
White are on the verge of ascending. People who dream in color and remember the dreams and have dreams that come in threes are prophets. And as it moves up again, they can begin to awaken and come outside of your body, look down upon your body and see that you are more than the body because you never were human. You were simply encased in human and locked in by the frequency barrier, and you didn't know who you were. Trapped on a planet who you didn't even come from, or only here for a lesson, the lesson has got to go on and on and on infinitum. Even the planet is getting tired of that now and is changing the frequency. What we are about the business now is awakening.
So I wanted to come on here and talk a little bit about the 14-year-old from Georgia that did go into the high school yesterday with the Pew Pew, and who was captured and is now being charged as an adult. These posts were made in Facebook yesterday, and they were from his aunt. And I do get it. I am an aunt myself. I have some awesome nephews and nieces who I will always be there for, regardless of what they do. But I think it is in poor taste to broadcast on Facebook before even some people even knew where their kids were about how upset you were they were going to be charging him as an adult. This final line, I think we've already seen the blood, and that is in some very poor taste. And I would take this as a threat. I realize this boy did not have a very good childhood. I understand that. I feel for him in that sense. And I also believe that our schools should do more to help with mental health. And not only our schools, our government. We should do more for mental health. I also think that whoever owned these guns, if they were his father's should also be charged and held responsible. I know I saw some posts about how it was your right, it was that person's right to have guns, and he should not have to be made to lock them up. And you're right, you shouldn't have to be made to lock them up. You should know that if your son has already said that they were going to do something like this, that you should lock them up or get them out of your house and away from your son. And if you don't, then you face the consequences for it, because this could have been prevented.
At least
prayers to the family. That's a tragic, man. I told y'all we had a trigger warning. Prayers to anybody affected by that. Prayers to you if you know you have personal ties or just shit. You just feel for them, cause I mean, damn, that ain't nothing to take light. I want to go ahead and say something I couldn't say when I was once teaching. I was teaching, and without going into too much details, one of the students that I had to work with was getting away with a lot. Talking about cutting other girls' hair. It was a little girl who was a cancer patient, and she was a cancer survivor. And he went up to her and pulled her whole wig off and was stomping on it on the ground. Now my job is to, document all of these things that's going on. I'm documenting these things. I'm expressing these things to the higher ups, the principal, people who are higher up above me. Nothing got done. So the little boy one time told me he had something in his bag. And he said he was going to start blowing everybody. Of course, I explained it. The principal, who liked to show favoritism towards this student, taking everything the student is saying lightly, and I'm listening to the kid. I'm telling him, third grader. I'm telling the principal. He goes back because he knew him longer than I did. He felt he's just saying that. And little violent situations, scissors on the table, he's slinging them, and it can easily hit a kid that's sitting there. It's a lot of different situations that I saw him very violent. Do you think the school that I worked for at that time did anything to stop those situations? Or do you think that they pointed the finger at me? Remember, when we first started this channel, I was teaching at that time. That's the reason why I don't teach anymore. I've seen a lot of things that I didn't even have involved with. The students that I was with didn't even get involved with. Just things I got to see from the staff. The kids are learning from someone. We as a whole sometimes don't do our job leading the youth. That's not saying we don't always do our job. I mean, that's not saying we're terrible. There's some people who are terrible at leading the youth. And there's some people, some of us, sometimes we slip. We ain't perfect. But I can say the youth has changed a lot. And the people who are teaching them, I've seen the parents. Personally, I've seen the staff that the kids had to be supervised by. And sometimes it's not the best. I'm not saying that about this situation though, but that's my perspective on where I'm at. When I was teaching in them schools, that's what I saw. That's what I saw. But this situation could be completely different. So again, prayers to the family, the staff, the students, anybody affected by this. Prayers to them, man. That was sad and should never happen. And that could be nobody's fault. Just maybe it could be the shooter's fault. Who knows? The story's still developing. But sad, man.
I still don't believe this is real. Like, I knew a girl that got shot in her leg, and it really broke me because she was like a sister to me.
There's going to be 4 families tonight who don't, you know, someone's not going to be home with them tonight.
It's hard to comprehend. It doesn't even go through. That's something like so unbelievable yet plausible would happen here in our town.
Damn.
It's open.
Sheriff's office?
Yep.
Everybody in here? Anybody hurt?
Nobody's hurt.
All right. Need everybody to stand up. Come on. Right here. Down the hall. To the left.
Damn. That's a scary ass situation.
I started running. He started shooting like 10 times. He shot at least 10 times. And then I ran to the back of the classroom. I dived behind the desk, and my teacher had got in front of me like he was guarding. But like the gunshots were so close to me, like my ears started ringing real bad. Like the whole classroom was smoking, like, and everything. And then when he finally got out of the classroom, my teacher started barricading the door with desks and bookshelves and all that. And then I had got up. When I had got up, I had saw one of my classmates on the ground bleeding so bad. And then when I had moved myself to the other side of the room because the bookshelf I was hiding behind, it was right in front of the door. So I had moved to the other side, to like this side with my friend. And I was checking on my other friend because he got grazed in his leg. And then there was a white girl that was in front of me. She got shot in her leg and stuff. And then my other friend got shot in her stomach. And it was just so sad, stuff like that.
Are you okay?
Yes, ma'am.
That's a lot to process. Yeah. And you're so young. You're how old?
14.
That's so much to have to process in class where you're supposed to feel safe.
Yeah.
How are you doing now? I mean, what's going through your mind?
Thought I was gonna die. It sounded so close, I'm sure it was, because it was right near. I don't know exactly which door, but you hear bang, bang. It's something you never think will happen, like you pray about it every day, like, Lord, just let me go to school safe. And then there's...
I was looking in the mirror and I hear doom, 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 doom. Like I started running in. My classroom's right in front of the bathroom, so I ran into my classroom. I'm just banging on the door. I'm like, bro, let me in, please let me in. My teammate Hunter, he comes running and he pushes the door open and I finally get in.
I was praying. I told my classmates to pray. My classmates were praying. And then the cops came in, so everybody put their hands up, and rightfully so. They told us to get out, leave everything that we have. And like we look around and I saw this like kid like laying on the floor, dead, right, with detached AR on the floor, and they just told us to keep our heads straight, make sure not to look around.
If something like this can happen here when you think it's a normal day, it can happen anywhere.
and that's what really hurts.
And again, prayers to them people, but I just wanted to go ahead and let the youth get a chance to talk about what they experienced. So that's why, you know, it was back to back, but I told y'all earlier it was going to be some trigger warnings, but I just want to give the youth the chance to be able to explain what they saw, what they felt, the experience of it. You know, I just want to be able to let them be able to enlighten us and whoever's watching and give us the true information, because sometimes, you know, the news don't really give all that.
My brain is definitely on hyperdrive. Something happened to me yesterday. I really tried to talk to the darker side of my subconscious. So I'm about to drop a bunch of jewels. Some of it's going to be sporadic. One, you can't actually access the subconscious. It's two separate hemispheres. So true masters, true gods and goddesses can not only astral project and walk in between worlds, they can control both hemispheres. You cannot tap into, this is a theory, this is entertainment. You can't actually tap into your subconscious through conscious meditation. It's something that, there are other rituals that help you access the subconscious, and you can be consciously aware in the subconscious aspect of the mind, but it's two different types of consciousness. That's the reality. Let's move past that though. So when we're thinking in terms of this echo chamber, everything, so what are, atoms are light, bro. They move at frequencies that vibrate. The vibration makes the sound. So we know that there's universe, one voice, one band, one sound. Shout out to Nick Cannon and Drum Mob. Look, so you know that there's power in word. You know that there's power in an illuminated mind. Okay, so once the light bulb goes off, boom, your quantum field is now being energetically amplified. Okay, now depending on how you phonetically speak words and how you string them together and other theatrics, you can make a deeper impact in somebody's subconscious and their conscious mind, bro. Now, when you think in terms of echo chambers, bro, cognitive dissonance, cognitive bias, when you got things like wars, politics, religion, bro, and okay, so, and these people, and you flock to these people, they train you to go outside of yourself. So now you're going outside of yourself for their word. Now their word, their light is impacting your light. You give your light away. By you giving your light away, you shed some of your vibration. You lower your frequency automatically. By you going without, you lower your frequency. By you investing this external energy into somebody else, you empower them. Okay? Now as they continue to speak to you, this is the ultimate game, bro. This is Godhood playing humanity, bro. So as they continue to talk to you and you continue to you start to build deeper levels of trust, which now build deeper levels of potential influence and compulsion to certain decisions and realizations. But real eyes recognize real lies. What y'all realize is that, well, y'all don't realize anything. You only empower the realization of these real lies from the enemy, bro. That's what's actually happening, bro. Everything, this whole thing is a light matrix, but it's a sound matrix. Thoughts are sound. They operate in a different realm that we can't detect. This vibration, this sound, comes into your field, comes into your light matrix. Depending on how you vibrate, depending on how much light you're letting in your vessel, that's going to determine the type of thoughts that you attract and vibrate to. And it's going to determine simultaneously the thoughts that vibrate to you. This is predicated upon your eating, your drinking, your philosophy, how you live your life. What are you feeding in yourself through the things that you watch on TV and movies, listen to in rap music? What type of frequency are you feeding? Is it the dark light or is it the light light? What are you digesting in your system, bro? I need y'all to see, bro. I need y'all to see. This whole thing, the way that you keep this light matrix running, bro, is with these extremes, dog. It literally, this is why we have war. This is why we have super wealthy and super poor, bro. And the middle class been convinced that there's the middleman, and that's just stupid when you really think about it. You're not the middleman. There is no middle class. Bro, this whole thing, bro, is a game. It's real. You can believe, it's definitely real. But it's a game, and we're feeding it. Now, I came up with another theory This is the problem, though. Humanity is the dumb character in the movie where y'all create the... You know how the person create the robot, then the people start to get empathetic to the robot? In these different realms, bro. Similar to Doctor Strange, where they were showing you, yo, there are demonic realms, and these beasts are hungry. Bro, so these things exist outside of heaven. Basically, hell is these demons' heaven. It's heaven for them. They feast. They're insatiable, bro. Whatever this beast is, I don't know if this realm can actually be changed. Maybe it can. I don't know. And if it can, I don't think it's gonna take more than one man and one woman. But here's the thing. If we can't change the energy on this planet, bro, we need to create a being to feed the beast. That way it leaves us alone. The problem is, yeah, I'm Thanos. I can create a flesh and blood being if I had the right technology and team. Basically, similar to us, it's going to feel trepidation and depression, anxiety, and the pain from being devoured. It's going to be like us. But it's a machine we created, and we need to create it to feed the beast. So this beast leaves us alone. That's the reality. Y'all don't have what it takes. I do. To the scientists out here who have come to this conclusion, and y'all may be working on cloning, keep going. Because I'm in agreement. I'm in agreement. See, firing, I want to point one sidebar. This is what makes me think the people in charge and humanity itself is weak and suicidal. This, on some level, on a super conscious, subconscious level, people know that they ain't crap, right? Because why else would you fire 500 hydrogen bombs in the 70s or whatever into the atmosphere when you know that could destroy everybody? That's crazy work. So I see people as such a weak vessel. I think y'all would rather get devoured by the beast, which only proves that you know you're evil and you deserve it, versus create something and evolve as a species out of this hell. This is how I see humanity. Y'all do too much to yourselves to actually convince me as a man and a spiritual being that you actually care about your lives. I'm not convinced. I'm Thanos. I will do what is possible for humanity to survive. And that's to create a biological organism to feed this monster. Because if not, it will not leave us alone, bro. It's insatiable, fool. And in this matrix, his energy ain't lost. See, that's the real trick. Oh my God. What if this is the immortal realm, but just because your body dies out, energy is transferred from one object to the next. Reincarnation could actually, what if this is the immortal realm? But you don't know it because your mind gets wiped like MIB every time you die. And figuring out your way out of this hell/immortal realm is the trick. Don't go into the light, go into the dark. You came out of the dark. You came out of the womb into the dark and the light hit you. We were all born in the dark. Why are you trained to fear the dark? It's because that's where God is. What was Lucifer? The light bringer, light bearer. Don't go into the light, Neo. Is it starting to make sense, bro? Ding, ding. I'm out.
Some people gonna disagree. Some people gonna agree. I would like to say I would agree. But it's okay if we disagree. There's nothing wrong with that. We don't gotta go to war behind that. We could try to figure it out. Because if you remember, we could still be cool if you agree with something else than what I agree with. We just watched a video and they said we all stronger together than to be divided. The homeless man said it. If we keep going at it, we ain't never gonna get together, and we gonna continue to get screwed over. I'm gonna follow YouTube's guidelines with my language. But shout out to bro again. Coming with the gems, bro. Coming with the gems. Love that dude.
Shoot to root for him. He did the same thing with his religion. He tricked you into worshiping him. Religion is the worship of Satan, not God. God doesn't worship anything outside of himself. God doesn't worship anything outside of herself. All right? All right? God doesn't need nobody to serve him or her. Because God is all knowing, all loving. Right? We don't need nobody to serve us. That ain't what we never did. Only one of our brothers did that, and his name was Yaqub. And they tried to hide him in religion and call him Satan. And then they hid him in Greek mythology and called him Zeus. Prometheus. He was a jealous God. He was jealous of all of us, although he had no reason to be.
this mythological creature of Satan, get that shit out y'all mind. He looks just like me and you. Carbonated being. That's your brother. Yes, Satan is our brother. He's one of the gods, which is why in religion they taught you that he was one of the angels. Didn't they? They hid it and said he was one of the angels. Don't forget that Satan is a god. Don't ever forget that. That's why he has power. But not more power than you. You know why? Because Satan is on the true dark side of the force, which is that Jedi Knight side. When he went against us, he went against himself. But he is a trickster, he is. He is very wise because he is a god. So he tricked us into worshiping him. Religion is the worship of Satan, not God.
Word on the street is that now there's giant cracks that's popping up all over California. As y'all can see by this video that's behind me. And another crack that just appeared on the side of a mountain or a ridge of some sort. The real question is, why is there giant cracks that simultaneously just popping up all over the world? And why is it all happening at the same time? Parts of the U.S. is experiencing the same thing, such as Utah. But we still missing the question of why is there giant cracks that's all over Los Angeles? And some people are speculating that this could be a side effect of a massive earthquake that's brewing. And we all know how unstable the San Andreas fault line is, right? Maybe it's starting to make sense. This movie, yeah, who remembers the San Andreas? They're talking about they got cracks in Utah, Los Angeles, and some more shit. This all adds up to this movie. But you know, it could just be me tripping again. Y'all let me know what y'all think about these giant cracks popping up all over Los Angeles in the comments. Like or follow for more wisdom and stay tuned.
They mixed in with the human DNA, the Goetian demons.
The which demons?
The 72 Goetian demons, if you
Could you explain what they are?
Yeah. They would be the princes and dukes of hell. What we would call hell. Hell, the actual word hell would be H is a gate. The letter H is the letter H is a gate. And ELL was Elohim, and that would be the fallen angels. So the gates of the fallen. Okay, so that's where they hang out, and they are very, very powerful, but they want to come up here and feel what we feel, because they can't feel what we feel. They can't feel what it feels like when you put some milk and sugar into your cup of tea and sip it. They can't feel that feeling. And they can't feel the feeling when you lust after that girl that you looked down the street at. They can't feel that. Shit crazy, man.
This is why you shouldn't go to the movie theater alone anymore. If you go see The Front Room in theaters, there's a chance you will see Solange. The Front Room is about a newly pregnant couple who let this ailing stepmother move in, and then all hell breaks loose. It comes out today, Friday.
Back up. Back up. Back up and let her go by.
So watch your back and run to the theaters if you want a chance to get to see this monster in real life.
Babylon in Revelation. The person you see behind me right now is Cosmic Man. You guys all know him. Well, the majority of you guys do. This man breaks down the book of Revelation into real-time events that's happening. And is probably one of the most spot-on predictions, explanations, dissertations of Revelations I've ever heard. And with what I know, and with what he's saying, it's pretty spot on. And And we're also hearing that 2025 will be the end of our reality. The veil will be lifted. I really believe that. We are into the age of Aquarius. We will be shifting dimensions, and we will go through a birthing pain. And remember, the Bible is a script that they're following, and they're about to show that script. They're about to play that movie. The world is a stage. Go watch this man's video immediately. And after you're done, please come back here and comment what you think about what he said. Do you believe him? Do you believe his example of what the book of Revelation is? Because I'm here to tell you. Yo. Peace to God.
I ain't seen the video. It's been a long one. Trigger warnings, some crazy shit in there, but y'all know we made it to the end of this. And if you haven't already, please like, comment, subscribe. Hit that bell so you always notified whenever we drop them uploads. Y'all know we coming with about 4 videos every smooth 7. And this is for entertainment purposes as well. And when you like and comment and subscribe to the channel, helps Collective grow, helps Collective get bigger, helps more people who like this type of content tap in with this content. And even if you ain't subbed up and you just like coming because you like the vibes of the videos, whatever the case is, I appreciate you as well. But I ain't gonna hold y'all. I'm gonna let y'all get on up out of here. And until I see y'all in the next one, y'all know what it is. We gone.
I just check my count. Sheesh.